So another concept that is not specifically sexual trauma related in terms of a rape sensation on the basal chakra, an experience that we had with a client that was actually in more the earlier stages of the development of the system. So it even blew me away. A client came to me with a certain treatment focus of difficulty in sexual intimacy. And we worked it in the priority as we do every session. So we obviously discuss what their focus would be for the session. So we hold that as an attention. And then how the body organizes and designs the priority in the session around that, we then work with that. And a lot of the work was just on the pelvis, which was quite interesting because it was specifically where a lot of the problem was happening. And she had struggled with quite a lot of physical sensations in endometriosis, to the point that the gynecologist said, look, this is actually getting a bit concerning. I don't like the way that the tissue is presenting. If you're wanting to have children, we need to look at doing a D&C. And she thought, no, I don't resonate with that at all. And she actually said, look, I'm prepared to follow the window period of whatever the sessions bring through. And we ended up running the sessions as we needed to according to the body's designed window period. And within about, I would say about 4 sessions, I think we worked some of them 1 week apart or some 2 weeks apart, she actually went back to the same gynae just to get an idea of, okay, we need to start making a decision here. They were in the process of immigrating, so she wanted to finish up with her doctors as and when she needed to. And the gynae obviously had completely forgotten their conversation. And he looked at the scan and he said, you have the most beautiful uterus. Like, how amazing to have such a beautiful uterus at your age. Oh, you're in the prime to have your children. I'm so excited for you. And she said, but you wanted to do a D&C. And he said, but we've done it. And she said, no, we have not done it.
That's
He had actually thought that they had done the procedure because of how that tissue space had presented. And she was like, it's not me.
So this is the power of how energy can transform and heal the body and almost even renew the body, renew the tissue
100%.
cells,
Yeah.
heal illness, all kinds of amazing things. And I've walked that journey of healing, so I can attest to it. It is real. It happens. That when energy shifts, you can literally, a tumor or whatever you might have had can literally disappear, or a condition.
Yeah,
can
so
go
my
away.
statement is, if your body creates it, it can uncreate it.
Absolutely.
So in the fascial response and integration system, we never look at the body at making any mistake. Your body doesn't make mistakes. It is such an advanced wisdom of structure and form and shape, etc., that it doesn't make things to go, we're going to trip you up and give you this now. Let's see what you do with it. It's simply a response. And this is why the fascia is so valuable to include in your treatment process or journey, because it doesn't tag or title or diagnose. It's a non-diagnostic system. We don't look, I say to my clients, and every time they come for session, I say, we do not look at fixing or changing anything, because your body, the way it is presenting now, in every way that it's presenting, is 100% perfect. First of all, because you have it, okay? And second of all, because the system is just expressing. It's just an expression.
So thank you, knee, for being swollen.
Exactly. Yeah, it's kind of like, okay, I don't really get the lesson right now, but we'll get there.
We'll get there.
So this is where things like the body consciousness comes in, because in every single organ, in every single system, there's a natural emotion. There's a natural consciousness. From the Chinese medicine perspective, there's an element involved, like your fire, your water, your earth. They have different archetypes. They have different yin-yang activities. So when it needs nurturing, when it needs to take action and participate. In those yin-yang concepts, you've got body structures, you've got certain muscular positions. So now you have a totally different understanding of the body. So my question to the clients that come in is often, it's not about let's fix what's there. What you have there is important because it's gotten you here today. So we're actually very thankful for that expression, and because it's doing such a great job at expressing. So what the system does is that it connects on a quantum level. Now, if you think about the idea of potential, there is infinite potential. When we understand energy medicine and we understand it from a fascia response and integration perspective, is that every physical body has infinite potential of expression. It doesn't have to express a sore knee. It can express a sore toe. But it's chosen the parallel to express that sore knee as a sore knee for a reason. And what these treatments do is that they help align the energy field that the body can choose to express itself differently. So whether that difference is to not have the sore knee, then that's what your body chooses. It's not necessary to fix or change anything because the body knows exactly what to do. Sometimes it's a matter of just aligning the understanding that, oh, I can do that. So, yeah.
This is absolutely interesting, and I think it's going to be a challenge for a lot of people to really figure out, how do I choose this modality of healing versus the traditional going to the GP whenever I have a sore knee? Because the reality is we've been brainwashed into a society where you pop a pill, you go to the GP, get an injection, you get into the hospital, you go into a treatment regimen, pay an arm and a leg, and so that's the system. And it's not to say that that system doesn't serve a valid purpose at a certain interval in your journey, but I personally firmly believe we are self-healing beings. Nature is a self-healing organism. And so between Mother Nature and your own amazing system, there's a wealth of resource and healing that can take place before you resort to toxic stuff in your body. How would you recommend that fascia integration healing actually fits into the typical way of healing oneself physically?
Yeah. So I would always say to my clients, if you are in a car accident and your bone is sticking out your arm, you don't phone me to come and have a fascia treatment. Right. You go to the medical practitioners to help them fix it and put it back into place. Right. Then you can come to me and we can help assist the body in its healing process. So all facets of healing are very valuable in the way that they are there for us to choose from. Where the problem has come in is that we've been encouraged and programmed to believe that one is the answer for all, which is, where a lot of the trust and confidence has come into using medications. So, it's all relative and it all has its place. And I guide the clients in relation to what resonates for you. If your belief structure is so sound that a pill needs to fix you, I can run as many sessions as I can. You will have benefit, you will have change. But if you believe that that pill will change it, that pill will change it. That is the power of the mind. Your body, I always say the same statement. When you were forming inside the womb, like you did that all by yourself. You had the knowledge to grow new cells, to fix things, to change things. Just because we can speak and walk and make decisions doesn't mean that that innate know-how of the system has changed in any way. Yes. All we've done is we've followed an upbringing or a process in our journey to understand from various contributing directions what that physical aspect is about. And where we're at in time and space now, we're in a massive, massive consciousness evolution process. We are in the process of unlearning. Yes. And this is often why it's so uncomfortable, because everything that is so familiar to us, we're starting to realize we can do it differently. Yes. And we have the free will to do that. Absolutely. But we have the free will to stay the same. Absolutely. And that's fine too.
I mean, I love what you were saying, because it's true. We are all sovereign beings, and a big part of energy healing in my work as well. So I completely resonate with what you were saying about the intention and the commitment to that healing process. If your belief system is so rigid that it won't allow you to believe even in the concept of what you can't see, and energy is not something you can see with the naked eye, you've already closed yourself into a box that says my beliefs are only what I touch and feel and see, and so therefore I'm not acknowledging any other realities that can possibly exist. And so you limit yourself in that healing process as a result, but that is your sovereign choice nonetheless.
Absolutely fine.
I think also, there's something to be said, like you pointed out, for those traumas to keep knocking your knee or your foot, or whatever the case might be, until you're actually ready to make the shift in belief, to have that shift in energy and to receive it, because energy healing is a partnership between, the person channeling that healing for you and yourself committing to a positive outcome. So I love that.
And the concept of energy, even though it's been titled as woo-woo, everything is energy. If you flick a light switch, there is an energetic conduction along that wire to create light. And our physical bodies are exactly the same. We use our nerves and our fascia system to conduct certain electromagnetic signals to create a certain expression.
It's bizarre that it's rejected when we use the internet and communicate on a daily basis. And if that isn't living proof of how energy moves, at the blink of an eye, you really start to understand that, if you think of ourselves as these portals of energy, really understand that we are these little, if you want, internet portals, to give it a graphic kind of notion, you'll understand that we are transmitting signals all the time within our body and between each other and the world. And so it's definitely something to pay attention to and to give some credit to, and to really, maybe look at healing, look at your life, look at your relationships with different lenses, from a slightly different perspective of, it's not just this body, I'm not just this mind, I'm so much more than that.
So much more. And what's really amazing currently in the modern times is that science is now at a point of development where it can start to prove
that
the things that we have always felt and seen.
Absolutely.
So now there's proof for those who need proof. They actually did such an interesting study. They're studying the effect of, what actually are we about? We have influence on things. It's the same concept as walking into a room and you feel, oh, okay, I shouldn't be here, or, oh, I want to be here. That is something we need to be mindful of. And they actually did a study with photons, and photons are basically just light particles. They accumulate to present into an accumulated form, which gives us form and shape. So how we're able to actually physically see things. And they under study of the photon particles just being on their own, they were scattered, they were random, and they were just doing their own thing. They introduced the same photons to human DNA, and they structured themselves, and they maintained shape in a specific structured form and shape. So just simply by human DNA being exposed to photons, there's change.
What intelligence,
And that even in itself, you think, whoa, okay, so the effect of me can be that? That's huge. That's when you start realizing, oh my goodness, everything we've perceived ourselves to be is so minute compared to what we actually are. The human essence is something quite incredible.
Absolutely. Little stars we are.